Hi Scorpio, this is Stella. If you are returning, welcome back. And if you are brand new, thank you for stopping in and welcome to Love Evolution. This reading is going to be for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, really wherever you have it in your chart. It is intended for, all Scorpio energy for that specific astrological sign. And obviously it's for the month of August. I can't believe we're at August already. I just did the Pisces video, and at the end I, said, okay, bye-bye. I'll see you guys in September. And it just dawned on me that, oh my gosh, it's fall already. September is next month, so we're in that time. We're still in summer, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere at least, but we're still in that energy of, bounty. But we're coming up on the time of harvest, right? It reminds me of the Seven of Coins card, where it's a man and he's in a field and all of the plants are, pentacles, coins. So he's looking at the field and he's seeing, finally, after all the work he's done all throughout the year, he's able to look out and go, yes, this is going to be a good year. I'm going to have a good harvest, right? But there's still a lot to do. He's still got to go out there and harvest the plants and sort and sift them and take them to market and interact with his customers, right? Excuse me. So we are coming up. I think this year has really been like a whirlwind for all of us, and we're coming up on a time of not only harvest, but a wonderful opportunity for reflection in all areas, okay? Mentally, emotionally, and even physically. With all of this retrograde energy we've got going on, I think there's like 5 major planets in retrograde. Saturn, the taskmaster, Mercury just went into retrograde. I wanted to wait to do these videos until Mercury hit retrograde so that, that energy was incorporated in the reading. But, in general, all of those planets in retrograde offer an opportunity to reflect, right? I'm sorry, I have to. I'm so sorry, Scorpio. Hold on one moment. That's awful. Okay, Magician, wonderful. So, we're in the middle of a huge, big, fat, strong, powerful retrograde time period, okay? Your season is coming up, okay? But for all of the signs, it's an important time to reflect, right? Reflect on the progress we've made. Reflect on the things that are coming up. Universe is going to continue to bring up things that need to be released, okay? So negative thought patterns, negative behaviors, those karmic patterns, right, that continue to come around and around and around. So right now is an excellent time to start to let those go. I think we just had this big full moon eclipse in Aquarius, okay? And that was a wonderful opportunity to start to let go of, again, those emotional things that don't serve us. So from that point at the end of July up until this new moon, those things are going to continue to come up, okay? They're going to be different for everybody, but they are emotional in their core, okay? So universe is offering us all a wonderful opportunity to let go, right? So that when harvest time does come around, we are able to put all our energy into it, okay? And temperance, okay, patience. So I just wanted to get that out of the way and remind everybody that, for all of the signs, this energy is coming up very strongly of re-examining, reviewing, and ultimately letting go of all of these patterns, right, that hold us, that don't allow us to move forward, okay? And you can think about it like universe preparing you for the future, okay? If there's more and better in the future, you wouldn't want to take your old baggage to that new place, right? Because the stakes are higher. So it's like, it's like right before success is when the ego starts to pipe up the loudest, right? And all those fears, all those dark emotions start to bubble up, okay? And it's like universe giving us an opportunity saying, hey, look at this, take a look at it. Let it go. Is it true? Is it valid? Do you need to take it with you? You know? So just in general for all the signs, taking advantage of the opportunity to let go and noticing when these patterns come up, because I guarantee you for everybody it's going to be different what area of your life it shows up and what the pattern is, obviously, but take notice of it when it comes up, okay? You guys, specifically Scorpio, has had a lot of transformational energy recently. You guys, June was excellent for a lot of you, and July was about kind of honing your focus, okay? So when I was tuning in and I was, meditating on your sign before the reading, I got the image of like Alice in Wonderland, okay? And Alice is going down the rabbit hole, like that scene where she goes down, and it's like a mixture of two different scenes. In the movie, in the film, there was a cookie or something. I think it was a potion or a cookie, but she takes the drink, right? And she's in a tiny little room, and all of a sudden she sprouts up, okay? So it's like you're in this tunnel and you take one direction, you're going down the rabbit hole like we talked about in July. Taking a detour, right? Going down below and examining, okay? And you get to this room and there's all these people in it. And all of a sudden, it's like you sprout up and now you're like 3 sizes too big for the room, okay? So the meaning of that for me is, that kind of pivotal realization, the kind of catharsis that this retrograde and this full moon energy brings up, okay? So diving down, going down into the rabbit hole, going down into the underground, okay, if you will. And once you get there, it's like maybe it's old friends, maybe it's old acquaintances, maybe it is a pattern you have with somebody. Maybe it's a pattern that continues to show up in your relationship, right? But it's like you take the opportunity you go down there, you see it. Here you are in this room with this metaphorical room with this pattern, right? And all of a sudden, you realize you've outgrown it, right? You've outgrown this situation, these people. You're too large for it now, okay? You're too large for it now. And sometimes when, especially with, this opportunity with all this retrograde energy, sometimes just by looking at the pattern, so many people just run, right, from the negative emotions or the things that hold us back. So many people are unwilling to look, okay? And that's where I have a Scorpio moon, so we, okay, have the advantage in that way because we're naturally able to and comfortable with examining those darker or taboo or hidden elements, okay? So take that for what it's worth and, apply it wherever it applies in your life. But I think just by being willing to look at certain situations with friends you have possibly, or like I said, behavior patterns in a relationship that you have, just by looking at it, you're going to have a huge opportunity this month to like really realize, it's like a real aha moment where you realize how much larger you are than this thing, right? And how it just doesn't serve you anymore. Okay, you've outgrown it. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Scorpio for August. And I was actually going to do Gemini's reading right now, but I decided I needed to do you guys. This is my, you guys can't see him yet, but oh, there he goes. This is my kitty Sly. So, and as always, these readings are done with the intention to provide you with the information, the insight and the messages that you need so that you can make the choices most aligned with your highest good, okay? What that looks like for you, what your highest good is going to be different for everyone. So my, encouragement would be to take the messages that resonate and apply them, listen to your intuition and apply them to, the specific areas of your life. That's why these generals are pretty cool because, the message can be interpreted in many different ways. And sometimes even if you go back and watch it, you'll gain more insight than you did the first time. So in that way, divine timing is at play, okay? Scorpio. Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know? What does Scorpio need to know? Scorpio August. What's going on for Scorpio in August? Okay. Past, present, future. What's crossing you? What's above and what's below? Okay. I might pull a internal and external, but we'll start with that for now. Yeah, and as always, the main part of the reading is done with the Morgan Greer tarot here, okay? When I get to we'll do it now, your challenge and solution. I'm pulling from the Chrysalis tarot here, which is wonderful because it has a lot of really internal archetypes. It really explores, the human psyche, whereas the traditional tarot is more, it does incorporate the psyche, but it also is, more focused on the outer world. Challenge and solution for Scorpio, please. That's it. Okay. And then if I need clarity, I'll pull from my Rider-Waite. At the end, I will pull an Archangel Oracle for you. And we're going to pull a power animal for the month of August as well. And I'm sorry you guys can see the sun is going down, but I wanted to get your reading done today. As I said, I was set to do Gemini, and I just, for some reason, I had a intuitive call to do you guys. So the sun will continue to go down, but the focus on the camera you'll have enough light. And my neighbors are behind me here, and they're having a party tonight, which is fine. So you may hear them. Lovers reversed. Yeah, so what's going on in Judgment just popped out. What's going on in your relationship, Scorpio? I know for a lot of you coming into July, you had, a lot of you had 2 or 3 people that you were not juggling between, but, that's where it was kind of like the advice last month was to keep your eye on the prize, right? You had a tendency or a kind of temptation to reconnect with those old people, reconnect with old friends or somebody who you've already played a scenario out with, right? Kind of just to see what would happen. And, the warning or the advice there was to keep your eye on the prize. Don't let yourself go off track. Don't go down that rabbit hole so far that you can't find your way back, right? That was another image I got, was like going down one trail in the rabbit hole, and then all of a sudden there's so many directions you could go. So on the one hand, it's a good thing because it's going to allow you to have that moment where you realize that you've outgrown them, right? But on the other hand, you don't want to get stuck down there, right? You don't want to get stuck playing with these people or this scenario just to see what happens, and miss the opportunity for your own harvest, right? You don't want to divert your energy towards something that's already played out simply because of your investigative nature, and you want to see what happens, right? So perhaps, look at that. Were you doing that? Did you do that in July, Scorpio, and now it's backfired? Now your heart's broken? Look, 3 swords, 3 people, right? Could be three different lovers, or it could be yourself and two others, okay? But what they've said, okay, harsh words piercing your heart. And here it is again. So it actually came up reversed here. Okay, so this is like, so in terms of August, okay, in terms of right now, in your past, obviously your heart was broken. Did you dabble? Did you go too far down that rabbit hole? Right? And now you got burned. Now you got cut. You're ready to move on from it, okay? Because it's in your recent past. But when I pulled a clarity, like, what is this about? It came up upright. So, I mean, this is crystal clear. You know, you've recognized it. You've realized, okay, shoot, maybe I shouldn't have done that. You know? Now I'm brokenhearted. Now I've got a broken heart. I shouldn't have played with that fire. I shouldn't have gone down that rabbit hole. You know, because I have this magician energy, and I wanted to see what would happen, how it would play out. Well, here's how it played out, right? And here you are, Scorpio, Queen of Cups, upside down, okay? Upside down. All that water, all that emotion coming out. Feeling vindictive, feeling upset, moody, crying, possibly, tears. See the rain in this card, okay? Possibly tears. Tears have been shed because blood has been shed. You guys are so smart. You guys are so, as I said, intuitively perceptive, right? When it comes to hearts, when it comes to the emotions. So it's almost like, why do that to yourself, Scorpio? It takes me back again to, I said this like 3-4 times the other month, but I did a reading in June for a specific Scorpio, and she said, we were talking about your depth and how you're able to just, really see beneath the situation, and you're unafraid of going into the dark. And she said, oh, that's so funny, because a lot of people would say, my recent scenario or whatever, that it's sick and twisted. And I said, no. I laughed. I said, it's not sick and twisted at all. It's that Scorpio energy. You have to dive into it in order to understand it, right? You have to go into the dark and bring the light of your logic and illuminate it. But that involves, really diving into it, right? You can't just stand at the surface and shine your flashlight down the rabbit hole. You've got to actually go down there, right? So we were talking about that, and she said, there's certain scenarios where I know they're already played out. I know they're not good for me. But I still want to do it, just because I just want to see what happens. I want to see if there's another lesson. I want to see if I can squeeze any more value out of it. And I was just kind of cautioning her, and I laughed. I said, I don't think it's sick and twisted. And she just looked at me and said, no, it's sick and twisted. And I don't know what to say, Scorpio, because look where it's landed you, right? You have so much prosperity. Here you are. Here's your future, 9 of Pentacles. So why do this to yourself? Good news, okay, like what I was saying with all this retrograde energy. Karmic cycle, okay, judgment. Divine judgment. Not in a harsh way, okay, just, you could look at it like cause and effect, okay, or just divine reasoning, okay? The human mind can't comprehend. It's what we call karma. So the good news is, this whole thing is just part of the process of letting go, okay? Of looking at the hurts and the negative patterns and the people in your life. So this should make it crystal clear. Now that your heart has been cut again, it should make it crystal clear who is actually good for you and who is not, right? Very clearly. whoever did this to you, maybe you needed to experience it one more time, okay? And that's all right. But don't skip over the fact that your intuition did tell you, right, not to go there, right? So presently, okay, or above, I'm sorry, we have the Magician, we have Temperance, and we have the Queen of Cups upside down. So this is telling me, okay, regardless of this hurt that's happened, you still are manifesting strongly. You still have, a good harvest coming. You still are able to create whatever you want to create. But you're going to have to, process these emotions, get them out, process them. And that's, that requires patience. Okay? It requires trust in the divine timing of it all. Because, like I said an analogy in July about, it's almost like if you're going straight, but something's going on over here from your past, right? And so you go, okay, well, I'm still going this way, but I'm just going to look. I just want to see what happens. And pretty soon, you're not looking where you're going, right? You're looking over here, and you trip and fall, right? So it's okay. It's part of the process. But my suggestion would be to, while you're going through this, not grieving, but this emotional, while you're riding this wave of like the fall of the wave, okay? This hurt has happened. Your confidence, because of somebody else, see how it's two people in this deck too? Okay, somebody else cut your heart, okay, as a result of you engaging with them, right? And now on your mind, your confidence is not what it was, okay? Your confidence is not strong, okay? It's lacking a little bit. It's suffering right now because of another person, because of whatever this love scenario is. So while you go through this grieving process, keep the intention, okay? We're still, like I said, we're still feeling the influence of that Aquarius eclipse, okay, until this next new moon. So hold the intention, to let this lesson play out. And when it's done, release it, okay? You can just say it to the universe. Say an affirmation, I release this lesson. Please show me everything I need to know. And when it's all said and done, when this new moon comes, I'm ready for a new cycle, okay? And in that way, you're able to turn it from, looking this way and accidentally tripping, right? Or deciding to dabble and then getting your heart hurt, rather than being like a surface level like that. Nothing's a mistake, right? But rather than being, a decision that caused this pain, instead it becomes a deeper karmic lesson, okay? Because you set that intent. So it goes from, damn, I just hurt myself again. I just allowed my heart to get pierced again. And here I am upset. It's hurting my confidence. And now I don't want to go inside. I don't want to look at why it happened because, because my heart hurts and I don't feel very good about it. So it goes from that to finally being able to process it and let it go. Okay? And here we are again with the storyteller. What was I saying about trauma? How it's important to tell your story. Okay, so for your challenge, we have the Lovers reversed. Okay, that's pretty obvious with the hurt heart. So it could be your current relationship, or for a lot of you, it could be, you could be single or in a relationship now, but it could be somebody from the past coming back, who's the one that's, pierced your heart. And now you're like, God, shit, it happened again. Shit, I let it happen again. All right, when's this going to be over? I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to get to my abundance, okay? But slow down a little bit, okay? And set that intention to be done with this karmic cycle once and for all, okay? this is turning from a possible slip up. And you know what? This is turning from a possible slip up to an amazing opportunity to, finally release it in divine timing and be able to move forward in a new karmic cycle, okay? Without all this baggage that's causing your heart to get hurt, okay? And it's almost like, Scorpio is so deep, so intuitive. Scorpio is the subconscious, right? So it's almost like, I couldn't see it in July. I kept telling you guys, just be careful what you wish for. You're extremely powerful manifestors. What you speak, what you say, what you focus on will manifest. So just make sure it's what you want. And then I have in the back of my head that Scorpio I read for saying, I just want to see. I know it's not good for me, but I just want to take a look. And I couldn't see it in July. All I could see was, why are you doing that to yourself? When you've got so much abundance, you've been doing a lot of work too. You guys have been working really hard all throughout this year. So why would you do that to yourself? But here's the beauty of the Scorpio. You guys are so deep, so intuitive, subconsciously, even if you're not aware of it, logically, consciously. You didn't choose to do this to, pay your karmic debt and learn your karmic lesson and let it go. Maybe you did, but subconsciously, that's why it happened. That's why you were so tempted to just look this way, even though it's sick and twisted, right? It's not good for you. Your subconscious created this cascade of events, okay? Had you go down the rabbit hole and get lost in your past, in what's hidden, in what's below, in what's taboo, in what's not good for you, right? Until you got to that room where all those people, all those old people from your past, this old lover, okay? This, you may have it may be a lustful thing, simply lust, or you may still have emotions attached to them, But it's like subconsciously, you went down that rabbit hole for a reason, so that you could get to that room, take a bite of that cookie or whatever, and realize and grow 3 sizes too big and realize how much larger than this pattern, right, that you're stuck in is, okay? So what I'm trying to get at is, this is potentially the last time that this has to come up, okay, with this specific lover or any lover in general, okay? You have an opportunity to release this pattern in August. So, how do you do that? Work through those emotions. Continue to manifest what you want to manifest, okay? The vision you hold for yourself, and be patient, okay, with the process. See how she's pouring the water? What is water? Emotions, right? So it's like allowing the emotions to go back and forth, up and down, ebb and flow, right? In divine timing, okay? And as far as feelings, we've got this one kind of crappy card, but other than that, your confidence is a little bit shaken, but that's it, Scorpio. And so your challenge and your advice, okay, lover's reversed, obviously. You got your heart broken again. And your advice is the storyteller, okay? Or the what? The hermit. This is your card presently. Hermit upside down. What is the hermit? The hermit is the one who goes inside, okay, and does the inner work and comes back with that. He takes the light down into the rabbit hole and shines the light of awareness on the darkness, okay, on the dark things, on the hurts, on the karmic loop that has you going back to this person, okay? He's the one that goes down there and shines the light, and he's in the reverse, so it's almost like you're like, okay, I did it. I don't want any more. I don't want to look any further. I don't want to go any deeper, so maybe you're not quite at the point yet where I'm sorry I'm using this analogy, and I know I'm jumping around a lot, but I'll tie it in, I promise. But you're not at the point yet where you know, take a bite of that cookie and you realize how much bigger you are, because on your mind is still, you know, the loss of confidence. You're not feeling like yourself because obviously your heart's broken. You're not wanting to go inside. But so that moment, I think, hasn't happened yet. So presently you're the hermit, and then your advice is the hermit as well. Okay? But reversed. So as an advice card, and in this deck, he's called the storyteller. So what was I saying about how cathartic and healing it is when you have trauma or you have something that's dark and deep and hidden? How important and you know, valuable it can be just to simply tell your story, right? Because oftentimes we don't have words for these cycles. So good news is, because your heart's so broken, okay, because you're feeling like this, because it's so acutely painful right now, Scorpio, you have an opportunity to give it a name, right? To label it, to recognize it, to put words to it. Whereas before it's just something that kind of, you know, maybe it pops up every once in a while, but now it's coming up crystal clear, affecting your emotions in a strong way, okay? And because of that, you have the opportunity to not only see it, but give it a name, okay? You don't have to, like, it's already come up to the surface. You don't have to dig down any further to find it because it's already here. So now you just have to call it what it is. And the storyteller, the hermit reversed as your advice in this scenario is, rather than going inside, it's to speak it, okay? So like I said, share it with somebody. Speak it, write it down, okay? So instead of just being some nebulous thing that sometimes pops up in your life, now it's like, you know, well, shit, I dabbled with that lover. I did that thing again. I did that pattern again. And now I'm heartbroken and my confidence is affected and I'm feeling shitty. You know, that pattern, that thing right there, that whole sequence, that karmic circle, okay? I don't want to do it anymore. I want to let it go, okay? And that's where I was saying to set the intent at this new moon, okay? It'll continue to come up. Like I said, you got to be patient. You got to let the emotions work themselves out, okay? But when this new moon happens, that's the time to set your intent, okay? And just say, you know, I'm done with it. This thing right here, this thing that's going on, I'm done with it. And it's a real opportunity to seriously let it go to where you don't, it's not going to come up again, okay? And that's the whole point of these retrograde seasons. And after that, guess what? Universe opens the gates and says, okay, here's your harvest, you know? Universe allows you to reap the abundance of the work you've done, you know? The fruits of your labor. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. 9 of Pentacles in your future. I don't even need to pull another card, Scorpio, because it's all, I hope I've explained it well, you know? Your heart got broken. Now you don't want to look inside, okay? Your confidence is affected. This is what's on your mind. You're going through some crappy emotions, okay? Oh, and then subconsciously, remember what I said about how you guys are so deep that even though I couldn't see it in July, and even though you may not have known consciously, why were you, you know, this is what I want, here's my goal. Why were you walking towards your goal, but still looking this way, right? Why did you go down that rabbit hole in the first place? Knight of Wands, okay? Your values, your ideals. What do knights do? They serve them, okay? This is your subconscious. Subconsciously, you created this whole scenario so that you could get crystal clear and serve your beliefs. The wands are the beliefs, the fire, okay? You're subconsciously, you created this entire scenario. You went down that rabbit hole. You know, messed around with that lever. You brought up this karmic cycle, okay? so that once and for all you can let it go, and you can get crystal clear on your beliefs and your values, okay, and your morals, what motivates you. So if this doesn't motivate you moving forward to never have to deal with this, BS again, then I don't know what will, because it's crystal clear right now. And it's the beauty of these retrograde, seasons. It's painful. It hurts. It's no fun, okay? But look, your mind, your subconscious, you had yourself all along, okay? You had your own back all along throughout this whole situation. And this is your higher self. I mean, the subconscious is where like the negative patterns lie, but in this case, it's serving your highest good, okay? It's creating, we tend to generally look at when the subconscious brings up these patterns as it, sabotaging us. But in reality, it's a cry for help, right? It's a cry for us to recognize it so that it can be integrated. That's the only reason they ever come up. That's the only reason we ever look this way and trip, right? So that we can deal with it finally. So that next time when the stakes are higher, we don't fall further, right? We don't get hurt more. We deal with it now. So whatever it is, it's a combination of this retrograde energy, your own higher self having your back, okay? And you actually taking that chance. I mean, like, this is the culmination of June and July, all those readings, and it's amazing to see it now. So you knew what you were doing all along, Scorpio. And look, in your future, 9 of Pentacles, okay? Opulent wealth. See the grapes? It's like she's got so many coins, she can make a damn necklace out of them, right? So, look how beautifully she's dressed. Look how calm and happy she is. All right? This is in your future, and you guys are already there. There's nothing else you need to do. You don't need to go any further. You don't need to climb down that hole any further. I promise that moment where you realize how much larger than this karmic pattern you actually are, that moment is coming, okay? And speak it, all right? Express it. Whether you express it to universe, in words, or whether you tell somebody or you write it down, that's going to help, cement this this lesson, okay? It's going to help make it really concrete for you, okay? And you're not going to have to go back and learn it again. You've got wonderful, you are the magician. You literally just have to be patient now. There's nothing else to do. It's happening. By the time the new moon comes, just set your intention to now create what you want, okay? Because it's already done. So all you have to do is just be patient, okay? And then you get to harvest everything you've worked for in your future, okay? It's really beautiful. Can I have an Archangel guidance for Scorpio, please? What's the Archangel guidance for Scorpio? You knew what you were doing all along. You knew, but you didn't know. Your higher self knew what and why you were creating this whole scenario all along. Yep. Crystal clear intentions, okay? Archangel Michael, be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. Okay? That's this magician. So just let these emotions play out, okay? And when the new moon comes up, be crystal clear about your intentions. That's why this whole scenario came up, so that you can serve your ideals, your intentions, okay? And this crap doesn't have to come up again in the future, okay? So you're already getting to harvest, but what's next, right? You get to decide. So be crystal clear about it. Set those new intentions and watch as they blossom in your life, okay? Beautiful. And your power animal for the month. What's the power animal for Scorpio? What's the power animal for Scorpio for August? What's the animal messenger for Scorpio? What was I saying in the beginning about releasing, okay, reflecting, releasing, getting rid of mental, emotional, and in your environment as well, right? Clearing out your environment. If you have anything that belongs to this person, get rid of it. This old lover, whoever broke your heart, get rid of it, okay? You've outgrown it, okay? You're much larger than it now. So anything that's still physically in your environment is only going to, it's only going to divert your intention from your true intentions, okay? Your attention from your intentions, okay? So your power animal this month is frog. Purification. Clear out the clutter, okay? And you're also just going to feel better, all right? Like I said again, when this new moon comes up, it's a brand new start where you can really reap everything you've already worked for, right? All you have to do now is make the space for it, okay? It's already happening. The process is already done, okay? So all you literally have to do is make room for it and accept it when it comes, all right? So, beautiful, beautiful reading, Scorpio. Thank you so much for watching. I've been working on, as I said, some, offerings, and I'm going to wait until this Mercury retrograde is done, probably around like mid-month in August, and then I will have my website up, at which point you can purchase readings, you can check out the healings I was talking about, and I'm super excited to launch that. So I just want to thank you guys all for being part of my journey. I'm really excited about, the future and the things that I have to offer, and just so grateful for the ability to provide insight for you guys. So if you found this reading helpful and it resonated with you, let me know in the comments. You could send me an email if it's something personal, but I love to hear it all. I'm always looking to improve this and make it better for you guys, so I want to hear all of it. So leave a comment. I do this every month, so subscribe if you want to get the notification for September. Again, I can't believe it's already September. And your likes, comments, feedback, all of that is super helpful. You can find me on Instagram. I do a daily reading there, and on Facebook as well. I will link it down below. You can find it there. And again, just thank you guys so much. It's going to be a wonderful month for you. Literally just be patient, make room for, the new things coming in, and get ready to accept it, okay? So, beautiful, beautiful reading. I will see you guys in September.